Here we go, guys. Big V versus ZEFA. Thompson and Stoic take it away for round one.
Here we go, guys. Really... Those pre-bans are already locked in. We've got the Gianna. We've got that Kavachi in the pre-ban. To no surprise seeing that Kavachi in the pre-ban. That is something Big V really wants to utilize. ZEFA, I don't know what he was flashing, but whatever he was flashing, I don't want to see it.
ZEFA was flashing that content you were talking about, the Ian, like Ezio. It's kind of like a Federica type of unit. I'm surprised that like Big V didn't pre-ban the Tianliang because he also has a Gianna, but he might be afraid that ZEFA first picks a Gianna, so that's also not that bad of a pick.
Definitely. So we're going to see the Water Twin Angels being drafted by Big V with that Cigar as well. We know this combination to be very, very good. We have ZEFA with that Chandra. Let's see what he's going to be taking. We know the Veladril. We know Cigar can't be drafted. But the Veladril and Chandra making a great combination. And a Smicer is going to be that next pick from ZEFA.
So far, they're all picking pretty meta stuff, other than Smicer coming out a little bit early. Now, Big V is going to have to figure out how he's going to deal with the Smicer, either with maybe a Sonya to first shot it, or Veramos.
See what's going to happen here. We've got that Masha. Masha's not a bad pick going in here. We know Masha's been providing lots of damage for a lot of players throughout these tournaments here. And we have Laura is going to be coming to the table for Big V.
Yeah, I like Masha to counter Smicer sometimes, but sometimes Masha just doesn't do enough because Smicer has a heal on skill 1 that's really annoying for the Masha. Also, Smicer could bomb the Masha, and also he has a Chandra to protect the Smicer. So I would like to see how Big V is going to deal with this Smicer.
We're seeing a new ZEFA today, and I like this a lot better. So I like this Miles pick, and I do like this, I want to say it's Ariana pick here, the Wind Pudding Princess. I may have the name wrong.
Yeah, this Angela pick is pretty good. He has a Protect the Miles, Protect the Smicer pick.
Dang it, I was so close. Angela pick there. And Dominic's going to be showcasing a lot of damage from Big V. I do like Dominic. I think Dominic can be very dangerous being paired up with those Water Twin Angels.
I do like Dominic more than Cadiz because Big V has been using the Cadiz as a damage dealer on the ladder.
Ooh, that would be super dangerous here. Let's get some bans locked in right now. Thompson, what do we think the bans are going to be?
Well, ZEFA drafted pretty well. I really like the pre-ban. I really like the ban on the Smicer because the Smicer is going to provide a lot of volatility against Big V, and he didn't really pick the units to counter Smicer.
Yeah, I think Smicer can be one of those super volatile units. It's like you can't account for anything. Smicer goes in there and does some absolutely crazy things, but let's see what happens, guys. We got ZEFA, Big V, round 1 right here, and we have that Miles kicking things off here for ZEFA.
Yeah, that Masha being on Will is also really good.
Yes, it definitely is. Let's see what happens. We have a potential third skill coming out here. We're setting up a defense break for our Masha to really take advantage of a unit here. We can put it on top of this Angela, not Ariana, and see what happens. But he is going to be going for the Veladril, instead not receiving that defense break, but we do get an additional turn.
So that Laura is on Violent, and that Twin Angel is on Violent as well. I don't really like the Twin Angel on Violent because sometimes you're going to skill 1 strip, and then also AoE stun, but there's only 1 unit to stun. But it's working for Big V right now.
And so is that Masha, able to defense break and then finish off that Veladril there. Now we've got everything provoked up, so it's looking very good for Big V right now. He's shutting down anything that ZEFA can do at the moment. He's got lots of stuns, slows, and the provokes are really going to be holding him back here. No additional turns coming out of ZEFA's units, but ZEFA's going to do all that he can, potentially motioning for a dismount on this Masha, limiting the damage from Big V.
Yeah, now Big V is going to have to play really methodically, and he can't really waste his turn because Angela is going to provide a shield for the lowest health HP unit. So he's going to have to kind of spread his damage around and play around the Angela.
Yeah, there's that shield right there. You can see Big V trying to invest all of his time into getting rid of this Miles here. But we got a big third skill. Needs to strip all these shields. Doesn't strip the shields with the Laura.
Even though Laura doesn't strip the shields, it still provides a huge defense buff and speed buff for her team.
definitely does. That's great news for Big V that his team will be pretty healthy here because it looks like this Miles is going to be dropping here. Now, there's going to be no more damage really for ZEFA here, just this crit damage Chandra that we have. And we do have the shields and we do have the sustain from this Angela. So I don't want to say it's completely over for ZEFA, but it is definitely looking quite grave.
Yeah, that's the power of LD, some of the LD5s. In a battle of attrition, a violent Laura always wins. You just get so many turns, so much damage, so much cleansing, yeah, and slow and stuns.
Yeah, so much value by Big V right now. He has lots of sustain with these Water Twin Angels. He even still has these, the Masha, who, you know, oddly enough, loves to crit water to provide lots of damage for his team. And the Cigar is going to be great control. So there's that defense break. There's the provokes coming out here. We have lots of damage with this Masha. Definitely going to be a Big V victory in round number 1.
Loves to crit water. Oh my god, Stoic, you're a genius.
You know, it's just what Masha does over the years. Like, you really come to terms with it. I know we didn't have this showcased last week, and I think it was a Topa V match where we had several turns coming out of Masha and not a chance at watching that Masha land a crit here. But, you know, otherwise, Masha does tend to land that crit on opposite element.
Yes, that Masha versus the Twin Angel matchup, right? It was like 20 glancings in a row, I feel like.
You know, fire versus water, that's how it should be. We actually had a legitimate Masha there where element showed, but not in this match and not often in many matches that you'll see Masha love to crit opposite element. But we've got round number 2 right here with Big V and ZEFA. The pre-bans are going to be the Tian Lang and the Yan Hong.
Yeah, I think Big V could first pick the Ramel and Judaya. Pre-banning the Tianliang was he's probably just going to take turns pre-banning the Tianliang and the Gianna. I think Gianna first pick is a little bit better than Cigar, but it leaves you more open to Gianna counters. Like hey,
a very unsure Big V here. We were cycling through a couple units here, but it looks like Cigar is going to be the unit of focus right now. ZEFA is going to be taking the Water Twin Angels with that Gianna pick here, so definitely taking the Gianna away and the Water Twin Angels. We've got Cigar with the Chandra. We know this combination does work. Are we bringing a Velaju along as well?
Yeah, Battle of the Gianna, you know, and Big V didn't pick the Gianna, so ZEFA took it away.
Wow. Was not expecting this from Big V. I actually didn't know he had a Surgrid. Surgrid's being showcased and locked in by Big V.
Yeah, interesting he picked a Surgrid and not the Kavarchi. Let's just see how the Surgrid is going to perform.
Oh my god, you're right. Wouldn't Kavachi have been a better pick here than the Surgrid? So it sounds like there's a different strategy coming out of Big V, and I love to see moments like this. We're seeing something where we weren't expecting, like we would have expected a Kavachi, but we're getting a Surgrid here. So let's see what the teams for Big V is going to happen. And it looks like Haging's going to get some priority here, which is quite interesting. I feel like we're not taking advantage of Surgrid as I thought we would. I'm curious to see what this last pick is going to be, though.
Yeah, if you don't pick Hey Gang, you know you're just gonna let the Gianna run rampant throughout the RTA battle, so you have to pick Hey Gang. And then the last pick is going to be kind of weird because let's just see who's going to combo with Sigrid.
We're going to get a Shan. Shan's going to come to the table here, providing lots of damage with that skill, too. So, Surgrid Shan. All right, this isn't bad damage at all. You know, we're going to have a nice attack-buffed Shun here to provide with a very consistent skill too. Let's see what ZEFA's last pick's going to be here after we see a Shun here.
Yeah, there's actually a little bit of synergy between Shan and Hey Gang because Shan always has speed buff on, and his third skill provides a 2-turn speed buff for the whole team, allowing Hey Gang to always have his passive up.
Minato seems like a very interesting pick here from ZEFA. I know we're showcasing a couple AoE units here where Minato can kind of shine when they're using these AoE skills there, so we can always keep that threat state on top of the Minato. So curious to see what the band's eye going to be.
It has to be the. I thought it was going to be the Hey Gang, but Shan is also a great pick too because Shan's the only unit that counters the Minato on Big V side.
Yeah, and no ban on the Minato either. Water Twin Angel is going to be catching that ban here. Let's see what happens, guys. We get into round number 2 with ZEFA and Big V. And Surgrid's going to be kicking it off, giving us an attack buff. Everybody's going to be going off right there. So team attack goes right on to the Vanessa, landing the provoke as well with a little bit of damage.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the Chandra will strip and then the Cigar will provoke. So that's a pretty good Sigrid pick. I didn't know that's how the turn order works.
Let's see what happens with this big skill too, if he chooses to use it or not. We're looking at a little bit of damage, a little bit of poke damage going towards this Nikki now. I think there's a good amount of sustain for ZEFA. I kind of like ZEFA's draft a lot more than Big V's at the moment, showcasing some damage, showcasing some issues that Big V's going to have to go throughout this match here. Let's see what happens with this big skill too, and it looks like nothing's going to be happening to this Surgrid.
This Surgrid went first. Is also kind of tanky, huge armor break on the Minato.
Definitely a nice armor break indeed. Getting rid of this unit's going to be probably priority for Big V, so he doesn't have to worry about all of his skills and where to put them and what to do with them. So we're going to see where the skill 1 ended up being a skill 2, because he already had the threat state up there, so he's not too afraid of it. Glancing being applied to the entire team of ZEFA.
Yeah, you actually can't kill the Minato first. You kill the Minato last, but I think the kill is actually on Vanessa or Nikki. But that Nikki being very low health and also almost dead, you go for the Nikki first.
Definitely a great idea to go for that Nikki. Nikki does not gain the sleep to the additional turn, or the violent proc for that matter, to get a massive heal there for ZEFA. So it looks like Big V is going to try his best to finish off this Nikki so he doesn't have to deal with this unit anymore.
Yeah, the way Minato is built, pretty much every 4 turns Big V gets, he's going to be lapping the Minato. It's going to be hard for Minato to get the turn. You just don't have to touch the Minato till the very, very end.
Exactly that. So it looks like that Gianna's going to get a lot of focus for Big V right now, looking to drop that unit. Obviously, Vanessa, we do have to be wary about those revives coming out from this unit. So here comes another hug. Does he want to lay this down on top of the cigar, making sure his cigar stays healthy? But it looks like Surgrid's going to catch the hug this time. We have a third skill available. He could choose to hold on to it, or he could choose to use it.
So that's a violence Chandra, right?
Did we watch it proc? I can't remember if I've seen the Chandra proc or not.
Yeah, it's just we just got to note that it's a violent Chandra, so that's pretty interesting.
Ooh, well, you have a round 2 victory from Big V. He is at match point right now as we get into round number 3 with ZEFA and Big V.
Yeah, great drafting by Big V. Also, trying to take that Tianliang away from ZEFA and pre-banning the Gianna. This time, he's probably gonna pre-ban the Gianna again, so ZEFA won't be able to use it.
Those definitely would be really good pre-bans. Those pre-bans from last time. Tianliang and Yan Hong, they're available as we get into round number 3. Once again, match point for Big V. Let's see what those new pre-bans are going to be here.
That game was really interesting because when Sigrid, third skill with Flag of Ambush, it stripped and provoked that unit. So that was a really interesting tech from Big V. I like the Sigrid pick a lot.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I was super curious to see what he was going to be doing, and I didn't realize it was going to be taking turn 1 with Surgrid to do that big team up and gain so much value out of that. Well, we have those pre-bans locked in, guys, right here. We have the Gianna and the Laura catching some pre-bans.
I always thought Sigrid wasn't that good of a unit because when she boosts, she doesn't boost herself.
I know, it's so strange. There's so many units that, accrue a ton of value for your entire team, but it looks like Surgrid is not selfish and just only helps the team out with that attack bar.
Yeah, Sigrid has that old Wedgeat problem where Wedgeat didn't boost himself, so it's kind of wacky and it goes all over the place, messes up your turn order.
All right, well, let's see what happens here. So it looks like the Water Twin Angels and the Sky are going to be the first picks coming out of Big V, with ZEFA on that Chandra Vela, and once again, Smicer for ZEFA's drafts. Let's see what Big V is going to be responding. Are we going to be running it back to that other game that we had where these drafts started out the same?
Yeah, if Big V slams Masha well, he got Laura pre-banned, but if he slammed Masha, that it's not that good of a counter against Smicer. I like the Vermos pick a lot more. I feel like Big V's listening to me.
Yeah, the Veramos pick, definitely good. We're going to get a Masha in here as well. Masha's been such an incredible damage dealer. Critting on water, not caring about element, and Big V wants that unit on his side of the field now. So ZEFA looking to respond to this Veramos. So he knows about this unit. He knows what it can do against his unit. So let's see what those picks are going to be here.
Yeah, you have to pick the Vermos, or you're just telling ZEFA that I'm gonna pre-ban the Smicer, and it's gonna be hard for Big V to draft.
Exactly. Oh my god, we're slamming down 2 water units. It's going to be a Miles, it's going to be a Chow here for ZEFA. So we're showcasing 2 very difficult units to get rid of from this field here, and they're going to be great damage dealers as well. Both of them being able to take advantage of the defense breaks that ZEFA can land on this field here. So let's see what's going to happen. Big V looking to respond to both these water units and lock one last pick.
One last pick. Also, he's probably thinking about which unit could put apply slow onto Miles, or maybe just pick a Leo. But he also has an Isis in his back pocket, Big V, but he didn't choose the Isis.
Yeah, Isis is definitely not going to be coming out here. So once again, Dominic's going to come to the table with this Water Twin Angels. Now, we talked about this before. We're setting up defense breaks from the Water Twin Angels, and then Dominic should be going directly after that to potentially remove units from the field here. So let's see what happens. ZEFA has been banning out the Dominic, and he's going to stay banning out this Dominic. And Miles going to catch a ban as well. We have 24 speed leads for both players here. We have Big V, match point. ZEFA trying to stay alive. He's getting into round number 3 right here.
Yeah, Dominic was a much better pick into 3 water units, but I just secretly wanted to see an Isis game.
Me too. Content picks. We love the content picks. Let's see what happens. The guy's got a 3rd skill available for us. Looking for a reset on top of the Veladriel. Does get that reset right there. We're going to see what ZEFA is going to try going after here. Looking for a strip on top of the Masha. Gets that strip as well. The silence is coming out. The bomb and stun coming out as well. We have a hug available. Let's see if he chooses the hug. This Smicer or the Veladriel. Looks like Veladriel is going to be catching the hug here with a 3rd skill coming out there to slow some of the units here and push up his team.
Yeah, Smicer won't be doing anything all game because you got a Veramos just cleansing every debuff in the game.
Oh, man, and there's Veramos getting big stuns, and we have a nice little additional turn here, so Masha's going to be up for Big V, potentially setting up a defense break for his Masha to take advantage of it, but we do have some hugs. We do have lots of units stunned up on the team of ZEFA.
Very unfortunate Masha proc from Big V because that gives ZEFA proc priority. Also, it blew up the bomb that was about to get cleansed by Veramos.
Exactly that. So here's all the slows being landed by that Chandra. So we got ZEFA trying to get some value for his team right now. And of course, we have this Masha. We know what it likes to do, and we know it likes to crit. Those are big additional turns and big damage coming towards that Smicer. So Smicer, he did take it pretty well. We have a little bit of sustain coming out from this Villager, and of course, those skill 1 Smicer pricks. Look at that. We went from taking huge damage to being healthy once again.
I'm not siding with Big V, but the whole game came down to that Masha proccing, dismounting, and not taking a turn. He would have fast linked and killed that Smicer, but he didn't have fast link available because he got dismounted.
And that was very unfortunate indeed. That proc, exactly like you said, definitely a change of winds there. Fortunate for ZEFA for sure. We're not landing any bombs here, but we have lots of silences. We're getting lots of sustain from this Smicer, of course, with those big skill 1 heals there. Looking to land some provokes, so trying to stop anything ZEFA is going to be doing right now. But it looks like ZEFA probably is looking pretty safe right now. Safe enough to claim victory in round number 3.
Yeah, last week I was saying that Big V always has a problem in his draft where he couldn't bring enough damage. And this week you could really see his source of damage is like trying to use the Dominic or the Masha, and they're just not cutting it for him.
Yeah, exactly. You can really tell he's trying to push out that Dominic, and ZEFA's just not letting him have it. That Dominic has been getting banned every single time. So let's see what happens. I think I'd like to see a change in the pre-bans potentially. We'll alter kind of like a change instead of seeing a repeat of any of the matches that we've already seen. But it looks like Tian Lei and Kavachi going to find themselves in the pre-ban once again. Big V with the first pick here.
I think Big V should just take the Gianna and kind of like just run a protect the Gianna kind of comp, because ZEFA is probably going to pick the Hey Gang, and he could just like take the 2nd turn from Gianna.
Well, there's that cigar catching priority for Big V once again. Let's see what ZEFA is going to be drafting here. So, no, we said the Hey Gang. We know the Gianna. Both players have that unit. Looks like the Water Twin Angels getting priority, and the Veladriel as well for ZEFA.
I really like the Water Twin Angel pick. Now, who's going to be faster? Is it going to be the Twin Angel or the Sigrid?
I know that was a very fast Sigrid that we saw last time, so let's see what happens. We do have 24 speed leads for both players here already. So it's interesting to see Sigrid. She's back. Oh, we've got the Shower coming back here for ZEFA with the Smicer. Smicer caused a lot of problems for Big V, so no surprise seeing it back in the draft yet.
Yeah, the Water Twin Angel being such a great first pick. That's why people pick Water Twin Angel so much. So now Big V can't really pick his Doomin, and it's really hard for Big V to try to find an opening into ZEFA's draft. Of course, Gianna is always going to be a good pick because the AoE stuns no matter if you're on Will or not.
I think that's a great way to wrap up Big V's draft here. So we're showcasing both Oracles. We got the CR, we got the Gianna. We have double speed leads as well in the form of 24s. This last pick could be a Hay game, which would be immediately banned out if that's the route that ZEFA does want to take here. But if you're going to be going with that pick, it's a potential ban on the Gianna already. But it looks like Oliver, we want a 33 speed lead with our 24. So we are showcasing a little bit of threat, but we could be just banning out that 33 anyways.
Yeah, that Gianna is going to get banned because, like what you said, the Hay game wasn't picked.
Let's see what happens with these bans. We're running out of time here with 10 seconds counting down. Let's see if the Gianna does get the ban. The Gianna is going to catch that ban. 24 speed lead. The Water Twin Angel is going to be catching that ban. So we have a 33 for ZEFA. Let's see if we get surprised by anything. Or is this 24 speed lead Sigurd going to be taking turn 1?
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to see who's faster, the Sigrid or the Water Twin Angel. Water Twin Angel being a really great ban by Big V.
Yep, for sure. We have the stuns going out on the Ashour. He's going to get stunned up. He's going to be holding the bomb as well. Let's see what kind of damage we're going to see here. We're going to see a ton of damage. And that's a big damage dealer getting removed from this field because I do think he should be trying to finish that unit off, and he does so.
That Sierra bomb dealing so much damage, and Sigrid being able to poke a hole with her skill, Flag of Ambush.
Exactly that. So nice little strips here. We're moving all the immunity here. I do believe we have skill 3 on Bellatrix. We don't have skill 3 on Bellatrix anymore. It gets reset by the Cigar. Things are looking very good right now for Big V. And this is kind of where, like, Smicer needs to be that kind of unit that turns things around. And we're looking at those additional turns. We're looking at landing every strip, every single silence that you can do on this field. But this bomb's going to be coming out, and I do think it's really important that it lands on that Smicer. He's opted to go for the Village instead.
It seems like every game, ZEFA prioritized Village, and 2 out of 2 games, Cigar was able to reset the Village. So Big V's Cigar must be really, really good.
I know it's been very, very clutch for Big V, shutting down a unit that ZEFA's been trying to play for all of his matches so far. He's able to draft his Village. And we're not, oh, well, we might actually get the Smicer nonsense that we've been looking for. So we get all the additional turns, but not enough Smicer nonsense is going to be happening here because it is 4 units against 1. Big V at match point. He's going to be claiming the victory right here as he finishes off that Smicer. Well done, Big V, on moving forward in today's tournament.